Can we all agree that we have seen everything now? The Dallas Mavericks, who have, quite frankly, egregious, idiotic, and misguided management, that they decided to put Anthony Davis back in the lineup after a recent injury that had sidelined him for a few weeks. And it's a little odd that they didn't learn from this mistake, playing Kyrie Irving a league high 40 minutes on average after the Luka trade. In Anthony Davis and Kyrie, we're talking about two of the most injury-prone superstars in all of the league. Kyrie Irving being 32 years old, somewhat of a journeyman in the NBA at this point, being the one to solely lead your team. Didn't we learn that that doesn't work in Boston? Didn't we learn that that didn't work in Brooklyn? What you're seeing from the Dallas Mavericks is an organization that refuses to accept what they are. And what they are is perhaps the worst run franchise in the sport right now. And I quite frankly don't think that that is a very strong hot take opinion. This is a team that seems to be run by people who have lost their damn mind. This doesn't seem like they care about anything except for getting that casino built in Dallas. And if you remember from a previous video I did about 2 weeks ago, we talked about the real reason that Luka Doncic was traded. And for those who didn't watch it in its entirety, I encourage you to do so. I will put the link up here for you to go and check out the full story. But long story short, Mark Cuban sold his share in the team to some money-hungry Texas casino billionaires who have an interest in tanking the team, which is why Luka Doncic is no longer there and is a Los Angeles Laker. It is an absolute travesty for fans, and I get it. To these billionaire owners, everything is just a game and everything's just a toy. But to you and I, this is not just a sport. This is the sanctity of the game that we love so much. And as billionaires continue to get more and more aggressive and more rich, they are going to care less and less about me and you. And it's an absolute travesty. And quite frankly, I know that they don't care about anything unless it's about their bottom line, but I am here to call it out every single day of the week, because what they're doing to these players and their careers is an absolute abomination. I don't think that using this type of language or these type of terms is hyperbolic. I think that the Dallas Mavericks and their organization need to get ready for an uphill battle with the fans. The fact that they kicked out protesters is an absolute joke. That is the least of their problems. You should allow fans to be heard when they have been so wronged by you. And of course, we know Nico Harrison is going to be the fall guy once all of this falls to pieces, and you and I know it inevitably will, because taking a team that made it to the NBA Finals and then producing what they have produced up until this point and what the future looks like, it's hard to believe that Adam Silver can just sit back and watch this. We have seen now in some of the other major sports leagues where these commissioners have to get involved. And you almost wonder if that's going to be their welcome to the NBA present at this point, because if they continue tanking and being so careless and willy-nilly with the careers of generational players like Kyrie and like Anthony Davis, it's becoming very, very obvious. Say the quiet part out loud is what I want to say to the Adelsons. And I just don't think we should let them off the hook. When I read the news that Anthony was going to be returning, I literally wanted to scream at my phone and say, why? Why? For what? If you're Anthony Davis, you've lost your mind coming back. Like, why would you do that is my first question. But secondly, what is Nico Harrison doing? It's almost like he doesn't understand the way that he's perceived. The only way to continue to make this Luka trade worse is, I don't know, playing Kyrie 40 minutes a game per night on some back-to-backs so that he tears his ACL for the second time in his career. And also, Let's bring back Anthony Davis, who is a paper cut away from taking a 6-month leave of absence like he does every season. I've been critical of the trade for basketball reasons because I don't think that if you were saying that Luka at 25 years old was unreliable, that you would tie your future directly to both Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis. But that is honestly at this point, besides what we need to be talking about. As always, appreciate you stopping by. We are getting into the thick of the NBA season, as well as some of the best parts of the NFL season. Stay tuned. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I appreciate the support. We are going to keep holding these money-hungry, trash-ass billionaires accountable, and I plan to be on the Mavericks' ass until they sell the team, because it is bad business for the NBA, and it's just straight up bad and ugly basketball. I will see you next time. Have you heard about the real reason Luka Doncic was traded?
The Luka Doncic trade had absolutely nothing to do with basketball whatsoever. It had to do with Texas billionaires wanting to make themselves richer. The Adelson family, who now owns the Dallas Mavericks, they made a purchase from Mark Cuban 2 years ago in 2023, where they purchased 73% of the Dallas Mavericks. They have been in the casino business for years. They've been dying to bring a casino to Dallas. They want a new stadium in order to have a casino attached to the stadium and have a little Las Vegas built in Dallas. The Texas legislature only meets once every 2 years, and they did not allow a new casino license, a gambling license, to be sold to the Adelson family. So the Adelsons are pissed. If they don't get what they want, they're threatening to move to Las Vegas. But everybody knows that the NBA would not allow that to happen because Dallas is the 4th biggest TV market in the country, and it's the one of the premier teams. They just went to the NBA Finals again, and so the NBA, if there's a huge fan base in Dallas, which is the case, and the fans love the team and they're supportive of the team, then they're not going to allow the team to move to a totally different city, especially if the team is doing well. So what happens when the Adelsons don't get what they want? They threaten to, again, move the team to Las Vegas, and that is a non-threat until they decide to throw away the marquee player, trade away Luka Doncic, get rid of him at his prime age when he's right about to be at the best of his entire career, and completely tank the team. And so they had no leverage against the Texas legislature, and they had no ability to threaten to move the team until they get rid of Luka.